Good day and merry meet. I am the Occult Wiki Wizard, bringing news of cults, old and new to your screen. Please be advised, many stories are from survivors of abuse and may be disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Cults are known to use various tactics to manipulate followers into acting in accordance with the leader's desires and goals. Trigger warning alert, there is SA, forced incest and other forms of abuse in this twisted, terrible tale. Let us begin. It starts in Brazil. João Teixeira de Faria, a name lost to the annals of time, reborn as João de Deus, John of God, was born in Brazil, June 24, 1942. A man of humble beginnings, a carpenter by trade. He claimed a divine calling, a spiritual awakening. He embraced the mantle of a medium, channeling entities for healing. Word spread like wildfire. The sick and desperate flocked to him. A small town in Brazil, Abadiânia, became his stage. His fame grew, transcending borders, reaching every corner of the world. The Casa de Dominatio de Deus, his sanctuary, a beacon of hope. Thousands journeyed, seeking solace, a chance at a miracle. The air thick with anticipation, faith hung heavy. The sick, the lame, the terminally ill, all yearning. John of God, a figure of immense charisma, radiating energy. He performed surgeries with crude instruments, sometimes without anesthesia. He claimed to channel spirits, to heal with a touch. The faithful believed, their faith unwavering. Donations poured in, a river of faith translated into wealth. John of God, a simple man no more. He amassed a fortune, a testament to the desperation he monetized. He had become an industry, a brand built on belief. His influence expanded, tentacles reaching into politics, business. He was untouchable, protected by his followers, feared by his detractors. His power grew unchecked, a dangerous cocktail of faith and fear. Whispers began, doubts crept in, stories surfaced, tales of abuse, of manipulation, of coercion. Victims afraid to speak out, silenced by fear, by shame. The world, blinded by his miracles, remained oblivious. The internet, a double-edged sword, provided a platform. Anonymous accusations, whispers amplified. The media took notice, the world started to listen. The cracks in the facade began to show. Section 5, the walls close in, justice seeks its due. A dam broke, a torrent of accusations. Hundreds of women came forward, their stories chillingly similar. Sexual abuse, exploitation, hidden behind a veil of spirituality. John of God, the healer, exposed as a predator. The authorities finally acted, an arrest warrant issued. John of God, the untouchable, now a fugitive. He surrendered, his empire crumbling around him. The world watched in disbelief, the illusion shattered. Section 6, Behind Bars, a legacy tarnished. The story of John of God is one that has captivated the world for decades. Once revered as a miraculous healer, his fall from grace has been nothing short of dramatic. A trial long and arduous, the weight of evidence overwhelming. The courtroom was filled with tension as witness after witness recounted their harrowing experiences. The prosecution presented a mountain of evidence, each piece more damning than the last. John of God, the charismatic leader, reduced to a criminal defendant. His once confident demeanor was replaced with a look of despair. The man who had once been surrounded by followers now stood alone, facing the consequences of his actions. He was found guilty, sentenced to decades behind bars. The judge's gavel came down with a finality that echoed through the courtroom. The sentence was severe, reflecting the gravity of his crimes. As he was led away in handcuffs, the reality of his situation began to sink in. His reign of healing revealed as a reign of terror. The once bustling healing center now stood empty, a stark reminder of the lives that had been shattered. The spiritual retreat, once a place of solace, was now deserted, its silence speaking volumes. His followers, some disillusioned, others steadfast in their belief. The community he had built was now divided. Some could not reconcile the man they had trusted with the monster he had become. Others clung to their faith, unable to accept the truth. The reality of the horrific accusations too much to bear psychologically. How could a man they have come to trust and love betray them so brutally? They clung to their faith, their hope now a prison of denial. For many, the belief in his healing powers had been a source of hope and comfort. Now that same belief trapped them in a cycle of denial, unable to move forward. John of God, the miracle worker, now just another inmate behind bars. The transformation was complete. From a revered healer to a convicted criminal, his legacy was forever tarnished. The man who had once been seen as a beacon of hope was now just another inmate lost in the system. The memories of his healing sessions, where people once looked at him in awe, now serve as a haunting reminder of the deception. The trust that was placed in him, the faith that he would heal, all shattered by the revelations of his true nature. The public's reaction was one of shock and disbelief. News headlines screamed of his dark deeds with women and children behind closed doors, and the world watched as the story unfolded. The man who had once been a symbol of hope was now a symbol of betrayal and greed. Interviews with former followers revealed a mix of emotions. Some felt sadness, anger and betrayal, while others were still grappling with the reality of the situation. The impact of his actions was far-reaching, affecting not just those he had directly harmed, but the entire community. As John of God serves his sentence, the world is left to ponder the legacy he leaves behind. A legacy that once promised healing and hope, now overshadowed by deceit. The story of John of God serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that not everything is as it seems. João Teixeira de Faria gained global fame for his controversial spiritual surgeries and mystical treatments, attracting thousands of followers, including celebrities like Oprah. Operating for over 40 years through his clinic in Abadiania, he amassed significant wealth from selling herbal pills and spiritual services. However, his empire collapsed in 2018 after over 300 women accused him of sexual abuse, including his own daughter. His rise and fall are detailed in the Netflix docuseries John of God, The Crimes of a Spiritual Healer. As of 2024, John of God is looking at a 370-year prison sentence after 600 accusations of sexual exploitation have arisen. Not only was he accused of assaulting women under the guise of private healing sessions, but also trafficking of babies and teenage girls, running a baby farm where teenagers were enslaved to produce children for sale to the highest bidders, and engaging in other severe crimes. These allegations led to his arrest and multiple convictions. His combined sentences exceed 370 years for numerous sexual abuse charges, including rape and exploitation of vulnerable individuals. His convictions stem from hundreds of accusations spanning decades, including operating under the guise of spiritual healing. While initially placed under house arrest, he is currently serving his sentences in Brazil. Section 7. Scars of deception. The victims' voices. Victims, their voices finally heard, their stories heartbreaking. They spoke of betrayal, of trust shattered, of lives forever scarred, their pain a testament to the power he wielded, the abuse he inflicted, their courage a beacon of hope, inspiring others to come forward. They sought justice not just for themselves, but for all silenced. Their stories, a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath a veneer of holiness. Section 8. Beyond Belief, the Dangers of Blind Faith. In this chapter, we delve into the perilous territory where belief unchecked and unquestioned can lead us astray. Blind faith, while often rooted in a desire for comfort and certainty, can obscure our judgment and cloud our reasoning. John of God, a cautionary tale, a reminder of the dangers of blind faith. His story is a stark illustration of how charismatic figures can manipulate and exploit the trust of the vulnerable. People flock to him, seeking miracles and healing, only to find themselves ensnared in a web of deceit and abuse. The human desire to believe, to find hope, can be exploited. This innate yearning for something greater, for answers and solace, can make us susceptible to those who promise what seems impossible. In our quest for meaning, we often overlook the red flags, the inconsistencies, and the lack of evidence. We must be wary of charisma, of those who claim to hold the keys to healing. Charisma can be a powerful tool, capable of swaying opinions and fostering trust. However, it can also be a mask, hiding ulterior motives and dangerous intentions. The allure of a confident, persuasive speaker can lead us to abandon our critical faculties. We must question, we must demand evidence, we must trust our instincts. Skepticism is not cynicism. It is a necessary defense against deception. By asking questions, seeking proof, and listening to our inner doubts, we protect ourselves from falling prey to false prophets and fraudulent claims. Blind faith can be blinding, leading us down dangerous paths. It can make us ignore the warning signs of danger, the red flags that something is amiss. Like a fog that obscures our vision, blind faith can lead us into situations where we are vulnerable and unprepared. It can silence our doubts, our critical thinking, leaving us vulnerable. When we suppress our questions and ignore our instincts, we open ourselves up to manipulation and harm. It is essential to maintain a balance between faith and reason, to believe with our eyes open and our minds engaged. Only then can we navigate the complexities of belief without losing ourselves to the dangers of blind faith. Section 9. A timeless warning, truth hidden in plain sight. In the shadows of history, there are stories that echo through time, stories that serve as warnings, reminders of the human condition. These stories are often hidden in plain sight, waiting for those who dare to look closer, to listen more intently. The story of John of God, a timeless warning. John of God, a man revered by many yet shrouded in controversy and mystery. His tale is not just about one man, but about the recurring patterns of deception and exploitation that have plagued humanity for centuries. It is a story that repeats throughout history, in different guises, names, and cultures. The powerful exploiting the weak, the deceitful hiding behind facades of virtue. From ancient civilizations to modern societies, the faces and names may change, but the underlying themes remain the same. It has been said, power corrupts, and this is an example of just that. Many stories of yore, of men with humble beginnings and oftentimes even honorable motives at the start, are tainted by the sweet poison of power and influence. The pure turn to rot by false glory and arrogance, preying on the vulnerable, hiding behind a mask of piety. Whether it is a wealthy man in a luxurious setting, a religious leader in a grand church, mosque or temple, or a masked figure cloaked in darkness, the tactics of manipulation and control are eerily similar. We must remain vigilant, we must listen to the whispers, we must give voice to the silenced. In a world where the truth is often obscured by noise and distraction, it is crucial to pay attention to the subtle signs, the quiet voices that speak of injustice and suffering. The truth may be hidden, but it is never truly gone, like a hidden object revealed under a beam of light, or a secret document uncovered after years of obscurity. The truth has a way of coming to the surface. It may take time, it may require effort, but it is always there, waiting to be discovered. It is our responsibility to seek it out, to expose it, to learn from it. As individuals and as a society, we have a duty to uncover the hidden truths, to investigate the past and to learn from the mistakes and triumphs of those who came before us. Only by doing so can we hope to build a better, more just future. The story of John of God serves as a stark reminder of how the search for belonging and purpose can lead individuals into the grasp of manipulation and control. It underscores the importance of vigilance and critical thinking in the face of alluring promises and charismatic leaders. For those who have escaped the clutches of such groups, their journey is far from over. Healing and rebuilding a sense of self can be a long and arduous process. Yet their stories are crucial in shining a light on the darkness and guiding others away from similar fates. The bravery of survivors in sharing their experiences cannot be overstated. It is through their voices that we can hope to dismantle the power structures of manipulative groups and prevent future generations from falling victim to such deceit. The seeds we plant in darkness always come to light. Plant well, good night. Merry meet and merry part in this dance of eternal art. This has been an Occult Wikileaks news bulletin.